Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about money today, specifically how much money I make. I feel like online nurses are portrayed as either very rich or underpaid, and honestly, we are underpaid, but it really depends on how you manage your money. So I'm going to give you guys all of the details, my hourly rate, my take home, what my bills look like in 2026 as a nurse who is living in Atlanta. All right, so y'all know I do not like to ramble in my videos. I am going to get into how much I actually bring home. So currently I am not working. I've been off for the last 2 months. And so I'm showing you guys what one of my travel contracts looked like the last time I was working, which was 2 months ago. And I'm just going to show you exactly what the numbers look like. As you can see, my hourly rate is only $27.50, which is very low. However, keep in mind, as a travel nurse, you don't make your money off of your hourly, you make your money off of your stipend. And as you can see, my stipend is a little over $1,200. That stipend is not taxed. Now, should the hourly rate be a little bit higher? Yes, but when it comes to taxes, there is looking like I don't make a lot of money. And so as you can see, my hourly for 36 hours, I don't do overtime. I do not pick up extra shifts. I am not that nurse. I do my 3 days and then I dip. I admire the nurses who can work 4 and 5 shifts and pick up. I'm just not that girl. As long as I am comfortable and I can move how I want to move, 36 is more than enough for me. There are a billion other things that I can be doing with my time other than exchanging time for money at a hospital. That's just my personal preference. But as you can see, my take home is $21.79.31, and it is typically around that same amount because like I said, I do not do any overtime. I don't pick up shifts. So the 36 hours is what my base hours are usually for. And keep in mind also too that this is weekly, so I get paid every single week. So 2,100 times 4, let's just do the math really quick. What did I say it was? 2179 times 4 is 8716. So I bring around $8,700 home every single month. Also keep in mind, I do not get any taxes taken out. They just take out Social Security and Medicare. I pay my taxes at the end of the year. I personally just give me all of my money up front, and I will pay you guys whatever you say that I owe you at the end of the year. Last year, I did have to pay $7,000 in taxes, but if you've watched any of my older videos or any of my budget videos, you guys know that I do automatic savings, and every single check, I put in $500 towards my taxes every single week, so that when the end of the year comes and they're asking for their money, it's not like I'm scrambling or I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna get this $7,000? I put money aside for my taxes, vacation, spending, emergency fund, whatever you can think of. But that's just how I like to do things. I do think that I need to find a new CPA because I'm not getting all of my deductions and tax benefits, but that's neither here nor there. That's not what this video is about. So I bring home around $8,700 every single month because I get paid weekly, which is the nice thing about travel nursing. This is not a bi-weekly check. This is a weekly check, which I think is doable. And if you happen to go on some of these agencies, I'll show them on the screen. 2,100 is actually pretty decent for this area. It ranges from either 17 to 1,800 to like 2,000 a week for contracts in the Georgia area just in general. And so this 2,100 was actually not a bad contract. Now, if you were coming out here to work, no, I'm not doubling any of my expenses. This is where I am stationed at for the time being. And so it's good enough for me. But if I was actually doubling expenses, like paying for my home that I have in Florida and trying to live here, it would not, I don't think it would be worth it for you to come out here. There are probably higher paying contracts, but you also have to take into account where you're going and what your expenses look like for reference. Okay, so let's get into what my monthly expenses look like. It has lessened a little bit from the video I did years ago when I first moved to Atlanta, but not by that much. I'll show you guys my budget and all of my bills for the month. So I use Notion to budget and look at all of my bills for the month. I'm just that type of person where I need to see everything in its entirety. But as you can see, my bills, depending on what I'm using or what is paid off and not what's paid off, I don't have a lot of credit card debt at all. This is just little stuff here and there. If I'm using like PayPal, or depending on what I got on the firm, these are not big debts. These are things that can easily be paid off monthly before they accrue any interest. But my bills are around $5,769. Now, as you can see on here, I do have a mortgage. I always factor that into my monthly budget because I don't want to depend on my tenants. You never know what people are going through. They may or may not be able to pay their rent. And in the event that they are not, I don't want to be dependent on them. So I just calculate anything that I am responsible for that has my name on it, it is going to go into my budget. However, my mortgage and my FPL bill, which is a light bill, they pay for those things. So that takes off a significant amount of money. Let me calculate how much it actually takes off. So $57.69 minus 14. How much is my mortgage? $1,404.24. Oops. 4 minus 251. So if my mortgage is paid by my tenant and they pay their light bill, then my monthly expenses is $41.11.13. Basically around $4,100. I only am spending half of the money that I actually make. So $4,000 goes towards all of my bills and another $4,000 is mine to do whatever I please with. So as you can see, my rent in Atlanta is $2,200. Now, there are a few parts to this. Atlanta can be very expensive, and I do think $2,200 is expensive in comparison to what I know other people pay. But if I'm going to be honest with you, I am paying for convenience. Where I live at, it is very central. Everything is close by. If I honestly didn't have a car, I can walk to the grocery store, to the library. There's a MARTA station right down the street. Like, it's a bunch of hospitals, food, restaurants. Like, everything that I need is literally where I live at. So I'm paying for convenience. Also, if you know anything about Atlanta, it is known for scammers. And some of these high rises that you think are nice are full of the scammers. And these are people who really don't care about the upkeep of their property, the type of people that they're bringing over. You have a lot of crime, breaking in, all of that stuff. The area that I live in has not been infiltrated by the scammers yet. And so I like it. It is very quiet. The management company has been here since they opened. It's very diverse. Like I said, I'm paying for convenience. I have a lot of the stores that I go to right in my parking lot. Like, I could just walk to the grocery store. I can walk to a CVS. Everything is here where I need it. So I am honestly paying for convenience and safety and quietness. I love where I stay at. So I don't mind paying the $2,200 Is it expensive? Yes, but you get what you pay for. Well, I take that back, because like I said, some of these high rises are the same prices, and I would not want to live there. I've been here since I moved here, and when I was about to move out and I went to go look at the other places, I was like, no, I'm gonna just stay where I'm at. So I believe they say 30% of your rent should take up your living expenses. Mine is a little bit under 30%. I think it's like 28%. I'll put it on the screen and show you the formula of how you're supposed to calculate it. So I guess I'm not doing too bad. But if we look at my other expenses, I mean, it's not bad to me. You know, $75 for internet. And you guys tell me, what do your expenses look like? I don't have a car note. My insurance is, we call it in Michigan like no fault, but basically it pays for the person. If I get into an accident, it pays for them or whatever they got going on, but my car would just be totaled. My car is old, it's not really worth much, and so I don't feel the need to have full coverage on it. But I mean, I feel like my expenses are not bad at all. You know, my light bill is the same every month. I'm in this program where basically my bill doesn't go over $85. And then as you see, like, I have a little few like small debts, because I told y'all I do use my credit cards for everything, and then I just pay them off at the end of the month. But I feel like my income to my expenses ratio is not bad. So let's get into what I actually save every month. If I'm paying $4,000 just in my bills, what am I doing with that other $4,000? So my everyday expenses like gas and groceries, I don't typically eat out a lot, especially if I'm working. I like to meal prep. I'm not the person who orders DoorDash at work, because that just can get very expensive. But I would say about $500 a month goes into groceries and gas. Where I was working at was like an hour away, so my car doesn't really get good gas mileage on it. But I never really, if I'm thinking about it, I never really calculated how much gas. It takes like $30 to fill up my tank, and I might fill it up twice a week. So, I mean, I guess do the math with that. But I would say around $500 a month goes towards groceries and goes towards gas. Then you have like my female maintenance. Like, I do get my hair done. I do get my nails done. My brows. I've learned to do my own lashes. So I don't really have a huge bill when it comes to female maintenance. It just depends on what I'm getting done. Usually I would pay like $75 a month. I get my nails done once a month. The lady who does my nails, she does them very well and they last very long. So I'm paying $70, $5 for my nails. I'll go get my toes done like every 3 weeks. That's just like $30. And then, like I said, I do my lashes myself. When I do them, my eyebrows cost $20. My hair, depending on what I'm getting, if I'm getting it, you know, I'm black. You know how black women are. We change our hair a lot of times. So it just depends on what I'm getting. My hairstyles can be anywhere from $80 to the highest I've paid is maybe $350 if I'm getting like a sew-in and a quick weave and having to buy weave. But that's not something that I'm doing every month. So that varies. So even if I would say a good $500 goes towards my maintenance every month. And that's a stretch. That's if I'm doing the most, like getting a sew-in, getting my nails done every 2 weeks, and all of the things. But typically I'm not doing that. Y'all see me on a day-to-day. This hair is usually in a ponytail. And now that it's the winter time, I've just been wearing my natural hair more often. When I had my short cut, that would be a good example. When I had my short bowl cut, I was getting my hair done every single week, and it was $100. So that was $400 every week. I mean, $400 every month on top of me getting my nails done. And I kept my lashes done because I felt like with the short haircut, like you need to have your eyebrows done, your lashes done. But now that I just got my regular hair, like I'm okay with looking very basic and plain Jane. I actually like this look. The short haircut was a lot more upkeep. So my female maintenance can range up to $500. So you got the groceries and food and gas, and then you got the female maintenance, $1,000 a month. That's pushing it, but let's say that we're maxing it out. Then after that, I still have $3,000 left over, and that usually goes towards investing and saving. So me having that $3,000 left over, it piles up pretty quickly. And then I also save a lot. If you guys watch my budget video, I'll tag it here. I told you that I put up money every single week. Money comes out of my check every single week automatically. I don't have to think about it. I put money up for my taxes. I put money up for my living fund for instances like this. Like, I haven't been working for 2 months and no money has been coming in outside of like my rental property, and obviously I make content, but that has not that money doesn't substitute my main source of income, which is working bedside. But I'm able to take off this amount of time because I save a lot of money. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video of what I made as a new nurse versus what I made now, because just as I'm thinking about it, I did not save a lot of money as a new nurse. I was literally living check to check, and now I have the freedom to just move how I want to move. Like, things like this are important to me, to just be able to take off of work and focus on school. If you don't know, I am in NP school right now, and going to school and going to work, I'm not saying it is not doable, but if I can take some time off and just focus on school, like, I love that for me. Like, I love the freedom that I have. Like I said, I am not the girl to be picking up a bunch of shifts. There are nurses out here getting to the bag. I'm not one of them. I get a bag, but I'm not chasing the bag. I'm not getting to the bag. I do my 36 hours and I'm okay, because there are other things that I care about outside of money. Like, I enjoy my hobbies. Y'all know I took up horse riding. Y'all know I'm taking up trading. So I don't want to exchange time for money and miss out on experiences. Could I do horseback riding and trading and content while I'm working? Absolutely. I was doing it, but I love that I am able to just get the freedom to focus on those things and not have to show up to work. Now, eventually I'm gonna have to go back to work. That's just the reality of it. However, I do love that I created a life for myself where I can choose to be off if I want to, if that makes sense. So after we have our bills paid off, our lifestyle, my female in the maintenance, my everyday gas and groceries, we're talking about $6,000 going towards those things. And then I have a good $2,000 to just play with. Like I said, I do invest in trading. I also put money aside for my savings and for emergency funds. And so I don't think that is too bad. Mind you, let me make a disclaimer. I don't have any responsibilities. I did have a dog, and as he got older, he did become more expensive, but not nothing that I couldn't handle. But other than that, I am my only responsibility. I don't have any children. It's just me, so I get to keep all my money for myself. Now, somebody who may have kids, this may not be enough, but just for a single female, I think that I'm doing pretty well. Like, I don't think that this is bad. I think it's doable. Like I said, I'm not living check to check. I have the option to take off for months at a time if I want to. And so you guys let me know, do you feel like what I'm bringing home and what I have to put out and what I have left over, is that enough for you if you were a nurse traveling and living in Atlanta? So after everything is paid and I've invested into my savings and I have my $2,000 left over, I feel like nursing provides you with a stable income and also lifestyle, depending on what you are into. Atlanta can be very expensive. If you go anywhere in Atlanta, they are charging for parking. It's gratuity if it's just you by yourself. But it also depends on your lifestyle. It also depends on how you manage your money. Like I said, I'm not living check to check. I am living very comfortably. And if you want more transparent money conversations, subscribe, because you guys know that I love talking about money. We are trying to make money a more or a less taboo subject to talk about and make it more of a thing that people are comfortable sharing. Because we're building lives over here that we actually enjoy. Long gone, I'm hoping, are the days of people living check to check. You guys know I rant and rave about nursing in the sense of the diversity and the financial security it gives you. It is a lot of hard work and we do go through a lot of things, but if I can do it over, I wouldn't change the career path. So if you are a nurse, travel nurse, drop your pay range and what city you live in, because I want to normalize us talking about money. A lot of us want to move, explore different places, and it's kind of hard to gauge what people are making versus what they are putting out and what they are actually bringing home, because we don't have the conversation enough. So I hope this gave somebody some insight, especially if you want to move to Atlanta. They say don't move here because we are already full. Atlanta is very full, but that doesn't mean you can't come. But hopefully this gave you some insight into what life looks like for a travel nurse who lives actually in Atlanta. I hope this video was helpful, useful, gave you some type of insight. I love talking about numbers. I feel like people are not as forthcoming with their income, which is fine. You know, it's a personal preference, but I really don't care. All of this is public information. You can get on all of these websites and see how much people are making. It's not a secret, but I don't know. Some people don't want to talk about it and some do. I don't mind talking about it because I feel like it helps people. I wish that there were more nurses who were transparent with the amount of money they make and how they manage it, because it would have gave me a better insight into what I'm getting into. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you, and until next time, I will see you in the next video.